Well, hello, my Libra collective sun, moon, rising signs. Welcome to your What Do I Need read for this new moon in Aries to full moon in Libra, which will be from March 24th, right? A Tuesday. Come on, a new moon in Aries on a Tuesday. Oh my God, that's an astrological symbolic lineup like we get rarely. I mean, we always get a new moon in Aries in March, but on a Tuesday, a day ruled by Mars, that's great, big, huge. Just saying, to the full moon in Libra, which is on March 7th, according to my witch's calendar. So I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons. Mel for short, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and very happy to be serving you from the comfort of my dining room in beautiful mountainous Holbrook, Long Island. There are no mountains on Long Island, but there's lots of trees and hills, right? So very, very happy to be working for you today. Let's get down to business, all right? We are looking at a general read here. Please take what resonates. Please leave what does not, because a what do I need read, it's really not a spread, it's a card draw. In other words, I'm pulling one card from 7 different decks, different aspects of the divine, right? That's giving us a little clue, a little tip, a little hint about what we need to be aware of moving forward. Now, of course, I am not ignoring what's going on the planet, but I'm also very careful about what I say about it, because people are looking for answers. And I think that our answers, yes, a lot of them are coming from the outside, but we need to really go within to get our own individual guidance and grace. And that's why this is not telling you what to do. It's just saying, be aware of this, be aware of this, be aware of this, different angles from different aspects of the divine, right? So that's why it's really important that you get that it's general. You take what resonates, you leave what does not, and check your other signs. That's why I'm doing sun, moon, rising, right? And some of, I actually have a private playlist on YouTube with readings that I'm like, ooh, save that one. I want to see how that one plays out. So please do, before you leave, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment if any of this hits you as something that you already know about, or if you can remember later on, comment on how some of this played out for you, because otherwise, for me, it's like being dropped down in the middle of a movie, right? And I can see what's going on, and I can see what's coming, and then I don't know how it ends for all of us, right? For my own signs, I can. But I pull cards every day for myself, so, you know, the greater arc of things, it's all good, but those I have to save if I record them and watch them later. Cool? Let's get down to business. Please remember to breathe, right? Stay in the present moment with the breath. Partner with the breath. I will do the same and get you the clearest guidance and grace I can get from my pantheons of the divine. Shall we? Let's do this. Nice deep breath, please. We're going to start with the angels. All the decks that I read are in the description box, in the bottom of the description box. Please go have a look. There's other cool stuff in there for you to check out. Here we go. My angels, please, one card in clarity for this Libra collective sun, moon, rising sign. For this new moon in Aries to full moon next in Libra, their sign. This is your full moon, my Libras. So please, my angels, one card in clarity. What do they need? What do they need to know about? What do they need to keep their eye on? What do they need to find their balance on? Because they are Libras. Please, my angels, what say you? First card down, healing. Now, again, I'm not going to come right out and say what's going on the planet, because YouTube very wisely has guidelines about that, so that clear, accurate information goes out on their platform. I completely respect it. So they're actually flagging, computerized, not like people are watching every video, you know, that work for YouTube, but checking certain words, and if you get a certain number of flags, you get demonetized, and no, not for this Virgo with Mercury conjunct Venus and Libra. No. I'm going to be as diplomatic as possible and say that, yes, there is great healing available for you. Now, keep in mind, something doesn't have to be wrong in order for healing to take place. In fact, healing is a journey, right? It's not just a fix or a remedy, and there's a big difference between a cure and a healing, right? The mental, emotional stuff, the spiritual stuff all contributes to and has an influence upon the physical stuff. So this can be healing in all sorts of different ways. And here we have two women, one resting her head in the lap of another, and the other one's playing with her hair. Like, that's sort of, maybe this is more of an emotional, mental healing for you, to de-stress the immune system, to de-stress the nervous system, right? To relax and to be in that healing place, whether it's with another person, or if it's, you know, your own healing practice, yoga, going for walks, journaling, whatever that is. And it's our first card down. We'll see what else is on the menu for you. Another piece we are going to get from the Daughters of the Moon Tarot to represent the voices of the ultimate divine feminine, the goddesses themselves. Half of the universal energy. This tends to be more about what's going on yin rather than yang, but don't worry, we got a deck for that too. Breathe. Oh. My goddesses, it feels so good to tune to you right now, divine feminine that I am. Please, my goddesses, one card in clarity for this Libra collective sun, moon, rising signs, considering they're headed towards their full moon, which could be a big deal for them astrologically, depending on aspects and placements within their natal charts. So please, my goddesses, one card in clarity for this Libra collective sun, moon, rising sign from new moon in Aries to full moon in Libra, March to April 2020. Please, one card in clarity. Please just put it right in my hand, and you did. Excellent. This is probably not so much about physical healing as it is mental, because you've got the Seven of Blades, the card of meditation, sometimes contemplation. In this deck, Daughter of the Moon. Here we have an Eskimo, I think an Inuit, I can't remember what it says in the book, at a fishing hole in the ice fishing, and sort of focused, different than the Three of Blades. This is the Seven of Blades, going deeper, right? Going deeper into introspection, reflection, right? So this might very well be a you healing your thought patterns, healing your beliefs, you know. I hate to bring it down to Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, considering they were originally pagan figures, but that's another controversial story. You know, it's okay to believe in those things as a kid. I still believe the Tooth Fairy exists, however, because I've seen nature spirits, and why wouldn't there be a deva, D-E-V-A, a deva? I love when people call the devas divas, like Cher is going to appear out of a tree to connect with a higher level of belief. We outgrow our beliefs. So perhaps there is some introspection. Like, if only there was a way that you could take some time to yourself in isolation to meditate and contemplate. I don't know. See if it happens in the next 2 weeks, if you get that opportunity. And yes, I am making light of it, but, you know, humor is the best medicine. So we got to keep our sense of humor. And by the way, if I haven't said it before, or if you're new to my channel, by the way, please like, subscribe, hit that notification button. I'm the fun one. So I'm really pretty diplomatic in terms of taking that spoonful of sugar to make medicine go down. Sugar. Let's ask the Divine Masculine through the Mythic Tarot by Juliet Sharman Burke, the Greek God cards, as I like to call them privately, because I love me some Greek mythology. Let's take a nice deep breath and ask the gods. So yummy. Oh, my gods, please, Divine Masculine forces, please, one card in clarity for this Libra collective sun, moon, rising sign, for this new moon in Aries to full moon in Libra. What do they need? What do they need to know? What do they need to be aware of? What do they need to keep an eye out for, my gods, for this new moon to full moon next, March to April 2020? Okay, don't freak out. This card never means what it says literally unless it means what it says literally. We are looking at the Death card, the god Hades. Now, keep in mind, we have got healing here. So I don't think, I can pretty much guarantee you that my gods would not talk about a literal death in a 7-card draw. Which, by the way, isn't that a kind of poker? Like, can't you play 7-card draw, 7-card stud? I once knew a 7-card stud. MasterCard, Visa, Platinum. And particularly with meditation here, yes, perhaps you may be healing your beliefs by contemplating your mortality, which I guess is a nice way of saying it. But I think, you know, if you're familiar with the tarot, the death card is usually card number 13. Now, the Mythic Tarot isn't numbered, but I've been studying tarot since I'm 12 years old. I will be 52 this year in September, so I kind of know some shit about this, doing it this long. It's halfway through the deck, card number 13. So if you think of death as an end, why would they put it in the center of the deck? This is about transformation, arising from ashes more than going to, in my experience. Of course, you have to go to the ashes to rise from them. But what if this is about the external, because this is the divine masculine, the external transformation that triggers you to go deep inside and reevaluate? Like, for example, we can all believe that we are separate from each other, and then something happens in the world where we realize we're all connected, and then another thing happens where we realize it's not that we're all connected, we really are all one. We are the world. We are the children. Yikes. 80s reference. So kind of get that there's a transformation going on here, but I feel like it's mental. I mean, otherwise, if this was the card of the Phoenix and the Death card, I'd say, ooh, girl, you're in trouble. But I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that at all. Remember, it's only 3 cards down. Let's see what else comes. You don't want to call it out with only 3 out of 7 puzzle pieces on the table. My beautiful dining room table that I love so much. Oh, God, I cast circle around this thing. The only thing I don't do on this table is eat dinner. Isn't that funny? Isn't that the way? This is the new deck. I forgot to mention the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. Really interesting deck. Picked it up in Saratoga recently. I just got a new car up there. They had to, get it ready for me. I drove up for a couple of days, saw my parents. Hi, Mom. Got the car, drove that puppy right back home. My RAV4, he's gray, so I named him Dorian. So this deck is interesting. It doesn't name the angels and the gods by name. It does it by title. The god of this, the goddess of that, the angel of that. So they're interesting, but they're a little blunt. But I kind of like that. Figures with the name like Tony Carmine Salerno, I'm guessing possibly he's Italian. We shouldn't assume, right? 4 agreements. What is that? The 2nd agreement? 3rd agreement? I don't want to assume. Take a nice deep breath. Because we already have an angel card, a goddess card, and a god card, so let's see what all 3 of them say together. Although there's only one of each. There's a god card, an angel card. You'll see. I'll explain it. You'll see it in a few minutes, if less. Breathe. My angels, gods, and goddesses, please, 1 card in clarity for this Libra collective sun, moon, rising sign. What do they need? This new moon in Aries to full moon in Libra, their full moon for the year. Please, my angels, gods, and goddesses. What do they need? What do they need to know about? What do they need to keep an eye out for? What do they need to be aware of? Considering we've got healing, meditation, and the death card, Lord Hades, one of my gods in my pantheon, who shares the throne of Scorpio with his brother Poseidon, because I have Neptune in Scorpio, right? So, as do many Generation Xers, that's why we're a little edgy and like a drink every now and again, if not more. Please, my angels, goddesses, and gods, please, 1 card in clarity for this Libra collective, for this new moon to full moon next. Sometimes they tell me to riff until the card pops into my hand. The goddess of knowledge. See, this is a mental thing. The goddess of knowledge. Start to apply what you already know. Trust your intuition. So it's not even talking about purely intellectual knowledge. It's talking about intuitive knowledge. Hence, this meditation card from the voices of the goddess, the divine feminine, the intuition. So You might very well be getting your own intuitive guidance and grace that is transforming you, transforming your life, transforming your beliefs, the way you look at things. I can give you a good example of this. I could do it in terms of believing we're all separate, but really having it revealed to you that we're all one. That's a little big. Let's do it this way. Oh, I don't believe in ghosts. There's no such thing. All that paranormal stuff is crap. And then you see one. I usually use that to describe the Tower card. But there's something similar here. There's this feeling of healing a belief system, perhaps a belief that you needed while you were younger. Like, don't talk to strangers, right? That's a really good rule for kids, a horrible rule for adults. Because how are you going to order a pizza? I mean, how are you even going to meet the pizza guy to make him a friend so he's not a stranger, right? You got to talk to people, have to communicate, that sort of thing. And remember, there is no death without rebirth. The Course in Miracles says there is no crucifixion without resurrection. Yeah, Christian language from a witch. I'm a mystic, deal with it. Course in Miracles is a really brilliant text. Not the easiest thing in the world to read, but I gave it my best shot, and I love the Course in Miracles. That we are eternal beings. So what is the death card if not the action of changing form? Transformation. Changing, right? Changing form action. Transformation, right? Pick the word apart. I was raised by a teacher. My mom would say, well, break up the word. What do the pieces mean? And now here I am doing puzzle piece readings because 7 card draws. Thanks, Mom. She's still alive. It's nice to hang out with her. By the way, I inherited her wit, her sense of humor, and her ability to teach. So know what that goddess of knowledge, because my mother is a goddess of knowledge, believe me. An Athena, a Hera, and a Demeter, all wrapped into one, and an Aphrodite, but that saves that from a stepfather. The goddess of knowledge there. Start to apply what you already know. Trust your intuition. Things are changing in the world. Let's ask your higher self through the Whispers of Love Oracle. Shall we? Nice deep breath. The higher selves of all involved, please, one card in clarity for this Libra collective sun, moon, rising sign from this new moon in Aries to full moon next in Libra, their full moon for the year. Higher selves of all involved, what do they need? What do they need to know about? What do they need to be aware of? What do they need to think about, figure out, contemplate, meditate, put knowledge into action? Oh, I love this card. Why? Because it's the same picture on both sides, except the border is different, and it's the card that says, I love you. These are very important words. Now, here's the thing. I love you in terms of healing. Check out the book Zero Limits by Joe Vitale, or anything associated with Ho'oponopono. I studied with Dr. Hugh Len. My God, oh my God, that was 11 years ago? Yeah, 2009. Drove down with a bunch of friends, stayed in a hotel to take a weekend workshop with him. That I love you is one of the 4 main graces of Ho'oponopono, the Hawaiian problem-solving technique. So interesting that it pairs with this card of healing, with internal meditation about the changing of form, the transformation, and then putting that knowledge into action. Trust your intuition. Huge opportunity for you to do healing. And okay, I just got the go-ahead to talk about this. When you love your heart, because of the quantum nature of this world, all hearts are healed. Remember, it's not that we're interconnected. We are the quantum field, one thing, manifested as a near infinite number of things, even down to the subatomic particle in the quark, okay? As well as planets, as well as universes, right? Where it's all one thing. It's not we're cut from the same cloth. There's only one cloth that only appears to be cut. So there is a huge opportunity for you not just to heal you, but to simultaneously heal not just your friends, not just your family, not just your fur babies, and not even just humanity, all of life, because the stakes are high right now. So I would highly recommend looking into inner child work. Look, there's the pure psychological angle of inner child work. There is more of the spiritual. I mean, just on YouTube, if you put the words inner child meditation into the search, field, I bet you get hundreds of different extrapolations and variations in terms of inner child work. Talk to the child of your heart. I mean, I'm doing inner child work since John Bradshaw in the 1980s, right? I'm pretty sure it was the 80s, early 90s. But also keep in mind, Matt Kahn sort of brought inner child work back, and he's the last deck that we'll be drawing from, his healing mantra deck, which is genius. So considering you've got healing here, with this card of meditation, the Seven of Blades, the Death card, Major Arcana card about a stage in our life where things are changing form, no shock, Goddess of Knowledge, start to apply what you already know, trust your intuition, and let your mantra be, I love you. I love you. I love you. Say, I love you to your heart. Love what rises. Let that be your mantra. Do it silently. Even to people you can't stand in your life, on the TV, in general. Say it to their soul. Bypass their ego. Bypass their personality. Bypass their toxicity and their wounds. And send that to their soul through this time of transformation and transition. I love you. Blessed be. Blessed be. Blessed be. I love you. These are very important words. Watch the witch get all dramatic. What can I tell you? Leo rising, Mars conjunct. Let's ask the Ascended Masters through the next two decks, the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. Apparently this deck has disappeared from planet Earth. I might be the only one who has one at this point because I never see anybody else using them. I got them when I worked at Borders Books and Music back in the 90s. On the remainder table, and they've been very, very helpful for me. There are 4 suits here. The suit of the problem, half of the deck, because you need to know what the lead is in order to alchemize it into gold. There is no alchemy without lead. The other half of the deck is the suit of luck, the suit of healing, and the suit of grace. So let's see which one you get. Breathe. My Ascended Masters, please. One card in clarity for this Libra collective sun, moon, rising sign from this new moon in Aries to full moon next in Libra. Their full moon, please, my masters. What is the piece of the problem, the piece of luck, the piece of healing, or the piece of grace for them this new moon to full moon next? You got a luck card, and not only did you get a luck card, you got the luck card in the luck suit. So I think that kind of shifts a perspective here, considering the card is right underneath it. Though this is technically not a spread, I could have just put them in a row, 7, but I do the first 4 because it's angels, God, goddess, and then the angel, God, goddess card there. So really that it's right under the death card pretty much. We're talking about that this is something lucky, right? That you may not, okay, I hear you. You may not see the luck in it until you look over your shoulder back at it. But there's something very lucky. I was talking to a friend of mine today on the phone who's freaking out. And I said, well, look, you know, the Silver Broom where I used to work, it's a long story. I said, it closed down 2 years ago. Its time was over. And I said, but what if it was still open? We would probably all be infected in one way, shape, or form. I'm really trying to dance around that sucker. And she was like, you know, you're right. All right, you know, like, so I'm not working in the public anymore. How interesting. I went through a dark night of the soul. My whole life was devastated and destroyed in terms of my career and my personal life. I let go of tons of people. And now I work out of my home as a YouTuber and doing readings on the internet. I'm completely isolated, like a hermit, which I love because I'm a mystic. But I'm very lucky, right? It's like I totally lucked out. So out of something that was such a total devastation, a dark night of the soul, right? Very lucky. But sometimes we don't see it until the storm clouds have passed and the sun shines through. Because I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I see all obstacles in my way. The millennials are like, what is he talking about? Meanwhile, the boomers and the Gen Xers are kind of rolling their eyes for a totally different reason. So, luck. There's a piece of luck here. But right next to this card, I love you, I would keep that as a silent mantra in tandem with whatever this next card is from the what? The Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. There he is on the back of ye old bookie book. I adore him. I've never met him. I'm not getting any money from using any of these decks. That'd be nice. Then it's probably more paperwork, right? Sponsorships and whatnot. So let's get one of these from the Ascended Masters. The thing about these is that because you're a Libra, since you're going to be in meditation and contemplation, why not a mantra? They are in English, but in Sanskrit, the word mantra is Sanskrit. It means to protect or cover. So sort of like a shield to kind of keep you a bit centered, a bit sane, right? A bit clear as you're going through what we are all going through in the collective. Let's ask the Masters, shall we? Breathe. My Ascended Masters, please, one card in clarity for the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising sign for this new moon in Aries to this full moon in Libra, their full moon of the year. Please, what is the perfect healing mantra for the Libra collective, please? My Ascended Masters from March to April 2020. Now, I haven't looked at it yet. One side of the card is the mantra itself, the other the name. Otherwise, the name of the mantra. Otherwise, that's all that's written on the cards, and I will use the name to look it up alphabetically in ye old bookie book. Inviting Ecstasy, rock and roll, my favorite card in this deck. Oh, I know this one. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. Yep, I am worthy. You can't see that. It's white ink writing on a pink pastel background. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. Now, by the way, just to say, I've been doing the Wim Hof method, the breathing, the yoga, and the ice-cold showers. I'm not ready to immerse myself in ice water just yet. I'll do it in a shower, I prefer to stand up. And I have used this. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires while doing the Wim Hof breathing, particularly on the inhale and hold, if you're familiar with the method. Also called DMT breathing, and it has all different names. But really one of my favorite cards in this deck, and when I pull a card for the day, I know it's going to be an interesting day when I am inviting ecstasy, because I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. Doesn't mean I'm going to get it all right now, but with that card of luck behind it, and with the card of I love you, I think this death card of transformation, I'll put it all together. It just feels like a natural rhythm here. So let's get this one here. Inviting ecstasy, a relatively short one. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires, darling. When ecstasy is invited, you feel aligned and ready to receive all the miraculous and joyful gifts of experience the universe is ready to provide you. Pardon me. Which means there's stuff lined up for you, but this kind of transformation and meditation and healing is prerequisite. My sense of that. Ecstasy acts as a cosmic green light that grants your destiny permission to enter. In many instances, pain can be healed and released once a healthy relationship with pleasure is established. In other words, keeping pleasure and pain in their proper perspective, that one leads to the other, right? Because you do too much pleasure, you end up in pain. Oh my God, Cherry Grove weekends in the 90s and in the 2000s, right? How many strawberry daiquiris can you drink in one weekend, right? That's a lot of pleasure, but there's a lot of pain, right? So keeping that in balance, right? In many instances, pain can be healed and released once a healthy relationship with pleasure has been established. This mantra is ideal for increasing self-worth, right? I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. Elevating levels of excitement, which is pretty good if you're in lockdown, and allowing bigger dreams. Putting this all together. I like this a lot for you. We've got the angel of healing, the overarching energy here. The celestial point of view from the angels, healing, but with meditation and some kind of transformation with the Death card. And I do feel like this is a mental transformation, particularly it's backed up with the Goddess of Knowledge. Start to apply what you already know. Trust your intuition. So we're not even talking about purely mental here. I mean, we do have the card of meditation, but it's from the Divine Feminine, more yin than yang. This feels more like the yang or the yang application of that intuition. With the words, I love you. Think of it as the energetic lubricant. That's a fun, energetic lubricant. Fun lip action, which absolutely feels connected to this luck card of the suit of luck in the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. So if you use I love you as sort of like a Ho'oponopono mantra, and to back that up with I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires, hence inviting ecstasy, it looks like you are going to hit your Libra full moon of the year with a real manifestation, at least mentally, emotionally, right? The mental, emotional balance of it all. Feeling good, feeling fine, and feeling lucky, maybe even getting lucky if you can put your knowledge into action. Cool, cool, cool. May the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need this new moon in Aries to full moon next in Libra, that they may heal, right? That they may heal, that they may have the luck to invite ecstasy through the transitions, the transformations of the Death card, meditating and contemplating with I love you, and then putting, let me read this again, starting to apply what they already know and trusting their intuition with the Goddess of Knowledge, which, let's face it, that's Athena, just saying. For the well-being of all, may they be so blessed, so mote it be, and so it is. Thank you for watching, my Libras. I love you so much. Please do like, subscribe. If you haven't already, hit that notification bell. And, 11 a.m., 11 p.m., I am doing super chats, prayer, meditation, and even some card draws here and there to help support everyone, not just my subscribers. But if you hit that notification bell, you'll know when I go live. 11 a.m., 11 p.m. Eastern-ish, right? Ish. Because I'm getting I am already unpinned from time. I'm doing what the gods tell me to do and breaking from my normal Virgo routine and schedule to go with the flow. Cool, cool. Thank you so much for watching. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this new moon to full moon next, my Libras. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.